A dangerous gamble, the consequences of escalation. This is just my personal opinion, but I believe our nation has embarked on an extremely dangerous and poorly thought-out gamble. When the president makes a decision, it isn't just his alone. It becomes the decision of all Americans. And the consequences of this one will affect every one of us. Let me explain why I'm concerned. Tourism from Iranian citizens to America has dropped significantly. Hate for the U.S., fueled by our involvement in foreign conflicts, was a driving force behind 9/11. I couldn't help but think back to when I was in Waco, Texas, with a close friend whose husband was in Boston during the marathon attack. The fear, the uncertainty, it was palpable. I grew up in an era when bomb shelter signs hung on every city block and in our schoolhouses. From kindergarten, we were taught where to go and how to position ourselves in case of an atomic attack. Today's youth don't have bomb drills, but they've grown up watching for terrorists in crowds. Now we have tornado warnings and active shooter drills, but we've forgotten how vulnerable we truly are. Just as terrorists once hijacked planes, flew them into buildings, and set off bombs at marathons, these horrors could happen again. Some worry only about gas prices, which will undoubtedly rise. Others focus on the possibility of another endless war, one we can't win, with lives lost for no clear purpose. But what we should be thinking about is the safety of our families. Our children, grandchildren, grandparents, aunts, and uncles. This decision does not make us safer. In fact, it does the opposite. I have always defended Israel when it was unjustly attacked, just as I argued for defending the Vietnamese when they were wronged. But here's the problem. This time, Israel is the aggressor. The conflict with Palestine has raged for decades, and Israel bears responsibility for much of it. There was no justifiable reason for Israel or the U.S. to take matters into their own hands and strike Iran. This was a reckless move, driven by political strategy rather than sound judgment. It distracts from the budget crisis, from Congress's actions that will harm millions of Americans, just as terrorist attacks do. But unlike those tragedies, this was a choice, and a stupid one at that. The consequences will be severe, and we will all pay the price.